Welcome to today another live streaming with Encoder Fashion, and here we go. Today we are going to just have fun and create this beautiful dress in CLO 3D using pretty much free imagination. Okay, so my goal here today is to just have fun and sketching out this dress, which you pretty much don't need to know how to draw pattern, don't know how to do anything. Simply sit back and enjoy your either cold drink or a cup of coffee in the morning, wherever you guys are from around the world. And there we go. So this dress is more like a concept dress. I sketched this dress in CLO 3D. Believe it or not, this dress you literally can print this pattern out. Okay, so that is one of those powerful tools that I'm using here, CLO 3D. And first of all, just let you know, CLO does not pay me to say anything about this. This is just my preference on using CLO 3D software to make pattern. Okay, and if you guys wonder the avatar size, this avatar size is default, which is tall avatar. If you go to avatar folder and you click on it, and then you click any default avatar, that is the size. And today we are going to pretty much let a mind flow and pretty much create this dress out of your imagination. When you sit and follow along or enjoy watching this video, this pattern here, you can think of some other pattern design that you want to throw in. Please remember to leave me a comment about it so we can actually brainstorming what kind of design we want to create for the next week live session. So in this session, we are going to simply sketch out this dress. However, because in CLO you also not only sketching out the dress, you can print out this pattern if you want to. I'm not going to do that though, because the dress looks really good and fitting really well on the avatar, I have to admit, but I still have to use my pattern drafting knowledge to measure what it is, which using number. However though, I promise you that this video we're not gonna use any number, we're not gonna use any the pattern drafting method or anything like that. We simply just draw it, cut it, and then we create the dress right here. And as you can see right there, I use knit fabric or knit fabric property in this case, and we can't really touch the fabrics, and we simply apply the knit fabric property onto the dress, so to give this flow and the look that we want. And at the same time, I simply cut this, apply different fabric and so on. And the neck itself, you will see when I sketch the dress. And right now we can begin. Okay, before we start though, I want to point out from 2 weeks ago that I mentioned that I'm going to create courses about making pleat skirt. I am doing it right now and not yet finished for the entire course. However, if you go to my YouTube channel, which is Encoder Fashions, you will see this make pleat skirt, like 3 of the tutorial make these essential pleat skirts that we see most common in or on the internet. Okay, we have accordion pleated skirt. Let me click on that to
solution
expand.
to that.
So we have accordion, and this is a full tutorial, guys. I kind of sped up a little because if you feel like it is too fast, you can rewatch it a few times, because then I felt like if I go too slow, it's hard to literally make it fast. But again, let me click back to my home page here and then I can show you that. So right there, these are the 3 essential or the most common pleat design. We have accordion, we have knife pleated, and we have these box pleated. So first of all, in those tutorials, I did not go into detail on the pleat skirt concept as well as the formula and stuff, because I only want to compact into so much information into this 7 or 8 minutes length of the video. However, if you guys signed up for the member for $4.99, you get to follow along as well as get into more detail into course or into the pleats concept. However, if you watch these 3 tutorials and you have any question about them, leave a comment below, because I love to hear from you guys and see how can we improve together, because that is one of my big beliefs, that we do learn better and become better when we collaborate with one another, and especially with YouTube or with any online stuff, we get to collaborate with one another from around the world. Okay, so next one here, this is my pattern on Etsy, guys, and they are pretty reasonable price. Some of them, by the way, I always have them sale. Rotate them though, not all pattern are on sale. Certain pattern I have them on sale, which is for you guys who signed up $2.99, you probably have the link of, I already have the link of the Etsy link there. When you click on the link, every month you will get into my store and you can see what item that interests you and what item they are sale. However though, if you guys really like some of the pattern and you said, hey, I signed up for your member or I watched your course and I really like this pattern, can you have a discount? I will create a 50% or 40% discount, 25% discount, depend on that month or that week, something like that. And again, guys, communicate with me if you have problems sewing the garment or you have problem with certain order. I have one customer, I felt really bad. It's that he ordered or she ordered the garment and she could not receive the pattern. And what happened later on, I learned that because the email was incorrect. And when you type in, be sure you type in, when you purchase the item on Etsy, guys, be sure you type in your email correctly. Believe it or not, every time I type an email into something, I triple checks, and sometimes I found mistake in them. So if you type in your email into Etsy, be sure you if it's not triple checks, at least double check. Be sure you got your email correct. So the best method I use is I have my email in my my Note or my Word, Microsoft Word. I simply copy and then paste it onto wherever that I think I don't want to make mistake at all. And guys, when you purchase when you purchase fabric or pattern on Etsy store, you have to triple check with your email, be sure they're correct so you will receive the pattern. If your email incorrect, you can't receive the pattern. However, though, if this happen, email me, okay? So I have my email listed everywhere, like encodedfashion at gmail.com. That email me. I will either send you more pattern, or you want something from it that you just don't know what to do, email me. I will check my email and I will do my best to respond as soon as possible, okay? And by the way, we are live streaming from Europe, guys. So let's just get back to CLO and let's have some fun. Okay, so let's get to, first of all, alright, so I'm going to simply close this file and let draft the dress. I will not use the word dress, I'm sorry. I will use the word sketching because I don't use any number. I simply draw on the avatar and then create the dress. And that I don't think it qualifies as drafting. However, you can consider that a draping. So when I was in college, my classmates, they love draping and I don't, because I used to work with number and I draft pattern rather than draping pattern. However, both ways are fine. Just depend on which one that you comfortable doing it, okay? And this one here is more like draping. I felt like it's okay to draping with clothes, but a real world draping, I felt like I'm not comfortable with draping the garment, and I felt like it's just like my mind is keep referring to numbers rather than feel and think about the draping process. So, but in clothes, let's give it a try, okay? Let's go to new file, and I'm not going to save this because we can create another one right now, so why need to save it? And I'm going to load my avatar here. And by the way, guys, if you guys have question about anything, leave a comment below. Let's say, for example, here I have the avatar. So the avatar here, I customized her, gave her the shoe, gave her the red lip and red hair, and then I save her in one of the folder that I can simply bring her out anytime I want without having to go in and customize all the time, because that clothes is designed for us to save us time and energy to do things more effective way, okay? So let me press on number 2, and that's one thing, it's so useful. Like, you can customize your avatar and then save it. You can even change the size of your avatar. So I create the grading, auto grading, okay? In the past, I change all the avatar sizes. Then I use the avatar size to grade each one, which really useful for grading for any design like this, okay? Alright, so let's jump into it. Okay, let's expand the 2D here. And we want to zoom in a little close here when it's come to draping, because we want to see how far is the fabric between the avatar, okay? And of course we will use this tool here, polygon tool. That is the best tool when it's come to draping. Like, you create fabric piece by piece onto the mannequin or onto the dress form in this case. So let's start by click one here, then click one over here. So roughly like maybe it appeared to be like maybe 2.5 or 3 centimeter here, like around the avatar itself. And then I'm going to click here and then drag and then curl out a little bit like this. And I'm going to come over here to this kind of her waist right there, and then I'm going to press on shift to create this straight line. Click one right here and then come back here, and then I just click it to pretty much finish the line. And if you look at closely, I get to see the garment actually gets to see the avatar through the fabric, because I use this translucent fabric here for my function right now that I'm drafting this pattern or sketching the pattern. So let me switch the tool to edit pattern tool here, and I want to bring the shoulder line down a little bit, and I messed up my armhole here. Let's just bring it up a little, and my armhole doesn't look so great. I can kind of make it a little bit better. Okay, let's see. Still not great. So we kind of have issue here. I'm going to delete that point right there and then use the curvature tool. Then click and then drag it again to create a new curve. And that looks better. It's pretty awesome, guys. Okay. When I was in college, a professor asked us to sketch 100 design for a final, and he would pick 10 of the sketches and ask us to make a real garment out of it. In fact, let me show you that. Some of the garment that I have made. Let me see if I can find that. Oh, let me go to encoder fashion. So I believe right here, if I click on that photo, all right. Okay, so this is later on. That is not the one my final, but this is the one that we celebrate in national Cambodian national. Hang on, let me click on this once again, see if I can get there. That's not the one. Okay, there you go. So this is my part of my final right there. So these are my two favorite one, which is butterfly. This is more like a insects kind of collection for me, and those are the ones that he chose and asked us to make. Sorry. So right there, and that is my final collection. So we sketched 100 design, and he picked out 10 of them and we made them. So that's one of my favorite. I just love it. However though, what I'm saying is I wish back then I used CLO, but I did not, because I learned CLO later on in my career. So if I use CLO to create all the design, it would be much easier and simpler. So right now, by the way guys, I'm thinking about create packages of pattern blocks, and I'm going to package them together and we'll list them for sale. So that's part of my plan, and those blocks will be like, bodice and some pants or some lingerie, and I will package them together for, I will simply call it like, essential for designer or something like that, but I'm not too sure yet. But that's my future project. Okay, right now back to the dress guy. Okay, so next I'm going to unfold this. Okay, I will once again use the edit pattern tool. Okay, click on that center line and then right click, and I'm going to select unfold. So that is the back or the front for the bodice. First of all, I'm going to kind of remove this and turn this into a curve. Simply click on that and then delete, and then I'm going to use edit curvature tool, click, drag it down, and then press on. Perfect. And I'm going to remove this point too, just like that. And I'm going to use the transform pattern tool here, click on that, right click, and I will select this symmetric pattern with sewing. There you go. So next we want to extend this pattern here. So I have my number right down, which is, again, I said I don't use number, but this is gonna be a simple number, guys. So we'll use this edit pattern tool, click on this, and then I want to offset pattern outline. Let's turn that to 20 and extend, that is perfect. And we want to select mirror, okay, and then default corner, that is awesome. And I'm going to click on OK. Oh, check on this box here, internal line here, create internal line when we extend the pattern, and then I'm going to click on OK. Alright, next I'm going to kind of extend this part out 5 centimeter. Okay, so click on that and then drag it out and then right click, and I'm going to type in 5 centimeter, click on OK, do the same here, click, drag it out and then type in 5 centimeter and then click OK. Alright, so next we want to extend 2 more times. So right click and then select pattern, offset pattern outline, extend, and I'm going to, okay, by default we have create internal line box is checked, which is perfect, and instead of mirror, let's select extend, perfect. So I want to select extend, and right now default corner is checked. I'm going to click on OK. Alright, so far we need one more extend. Okay, let me move this pattern out of the way a little bit. It's distracting when they stack on top of each other. So let's use that edit pattern tool again. Click on that, right click and offset pattern outline. And by default we have 20 centimeter, and then right here create internal line, perfect, extend, perfect, and then click on OK. Okay, so next let's come over here and I'm going to remove this link editing. Okay, and let's just bring them down here. It's good to organize your pattern while you're doing it, so it's easier for you to go back and look at your pattern later. And click on the reset to the arrangement all here to arrange your pattern that way. And let's place this. I have a habit of placing my left side pattern for the front, and then more like the right side, but you have an idea. For drafting I go from left to right, and the same here when I place the pattern onto the avatar, left to right. Okay, let's that one and then press on number 8. Let's expand the pattern a little. In fact, turn that to flat. Oh, another, just a side note, guys. When the pattern's this big, like kind of wrap around the avatar, it's good to set them as flat rather than curve, because we do not want the fabric kind of tangle when we simulate. And of course we can adjust it, but still it's good to let CLO kind of does it for us. And when we speak of let CLO does it for us, now we're going to use this automatic sewing in CLO. So I'm going to use this automatic sewing, and top, close, auto, perfect. Click on OK, and the dress should sew. There you go. So when it's come to auto sewing, guys, it's super useful. And however, it's only do like simple sewing. If it get like complicated, it kind of miss and match. Alright, so let's simulate to see how a dress fit. Whoa! It's like magic, guys. The dress fits so well. I'm impressed. So although we could adjust this armhole to up high a little bit, but it's okay. I can like live with that because this is just a concept, okay? It's not a complete pattern. We are going to use this. Imagine if we in real life, this is like a first muslin fabric, okay? And next we use that, and then we adjust the length, the armhole, everything, and then we create another fabric on top of that to have the better fit. Let's say the armhole, we want it a little bit smaller, so we kind of bring it up and stuff and so on. But so far I'm happy with the first result that we just did. Okay, another thing, guys, when it's come to working with CLO, after like you just finish one thing, it's time to save, because sometimes CLO crash. And not only that, because I work on my laptop and it could be like overheat and stuff, we don't know. The best thing is to save while we're doing it. And the shortcut key. You guys been working with CLO or with any software for a while, the command or control plus letter S. That is like the awesome function that been created. So I'm going to do that. So file and then go to save. I usually select save as and then save as project, and then I will type in, let's say, live dress session, and then to desktop, and then click on save. Okay, now I can command or control letter S like constantly, and every time I work, my project is saved, and I felt better about that. One time when I was in a Photoshop class, I was just like my first Photoshop class, I have the assignment that professor assigned, and I've been working on for like 2.5 hours, okay? And I did not save, and what happened, my computer crashed. I lost everything, like 0 zip in 2.5 hours. And then I told my professor, and then he's not really laugh, but he kind of like, that's like a work on any software 101. You need to learn how to save your file. And I thought that was so funny. But hey, I mean, we all probably run into that if you work with any design, any software for a while. It's common. Even though now I still lost file once in a while, even though I learned my lesson, but it still happened, guys. If it's that happen, you know what? Don't feel bad. It gives you the opportunity to do it twice, so that's good. So see, sometimes the dress kind of lopside a little. So what you can do here, you can just kind of click this and then drag it out a little bit and then simulate again. And sometimes it fixes, but sometimes it doesn't. So what you do, you click on it and you kind of rotate the dress a little bit, or the pattern, sorry. I click and then kind of rotate a little. See if that helps fix it. Alright. The back side of the pattern, no problem. But the front, I felt like it kind of got lopsided a little. And bring it out. I don't want to do too much because it could like, let's try it again. Okay, I think that's much better. Okay, so now with this design that we just did, I'm going to become creative here. So we create the back pattern here. We want that kind of oval neck, but the front, let me drink some water. Oh, by the way, thanks so much if you guys happen to stop by and leave a comment. Sometimes I don't read a comment while doing live session. And if you guys happen to stop by and leave a comment, I just want to say thank you guys. It doesn't mean I ignore you guys because I can't read the comment while I'm live. For some reason, I can't see it. It's pop up the comment. But what it is, even though after live I can't respond that comment either, because as soon as the live session over, I can't go in and comment anything unless you comment on that video after, like under the video section, like you go and comment under the video. But during live session, I can't read the comment, which is odd, and I can't respond to comment during live nor after live. So as soon as the live session over, any activity doing live is done. So just let you know, doesn't mean I ignore you guys, and I appreciate it that you guys stop by and leave a comment or comment during live time. I appreciate it and thank you guys. Okay, so let's get back to the dress. So based on the dress, if I remember correctly, we have this cut here, and we also have a train in the back, as well as the neck. We have asymmetrical necks right here. So we're gonna start from the top and left to right. So let's create the necks. Once again, to undo the curve, the simple way to do it, we use this add point tool here. Click on it to add a point. Oh, you can just go to here to guide this add point split line there, or you can hit letter X and you get there. It's so awesome. And after that, while that point is selected, if it's not, go to your edit pattern tool, click on that point and then delete it. So now you just reset your curve point to a flat line, no curve, nothing. And then I'm going to add one point because we're going to create this asymmetrical next line. And I'm going to click and then drag it down just like that, and we get to see these real light effects right there. I think that's about deep enough for the next. I mean, you can go a little bit deeper if you want. and you can even drag a little bit to the left or to the right. And now another trick here, we want to create semi curve, not a lot, just a little curve, and we will use the curve tool again, which is over here, edit curvature tool, and then you click on that and then simply drag it down a little bit, like it's slightly curved, not too much curve. And then I'm going to simulate here, so have it take effect. So now we have asymmetrical neckline to give the dress a little flare, and after that we are going to use this tool here. Oops, sorry, this internal line tool. We want to click on that, and then I'm going to click one right here, then click one over here, and then click twice here to end. And then we want to cut it, okay? So I will go to the transform pattern tool, right click on that, and then we want to cut and sew. There you go. Now we just cut and sew, and I'm going to save it. So command or control plus letter S. Okay. And let's select this fabric here, and then I'm going to come down here and change the fabric property. What happened? Yeah, that sometimes happen. So normally when we click on the fabric, we will see down here the fabric property, but right now it doesn't show that. Let's click on the fabric here, and I'm going to type in knit here. So I like this jersey knit. It's so comfortable for making this kind of dress, guys. You can just slip on and slip off really easily. So I will click and then drag and drop onto that. Okay, so now my dress just apply that silk knit jersey, and now I'm going to click on, somehow it doesn't do it. So I'm going to select save again here. Oh, unless my laptop get really hot, which is bad. Alright. Okay, fine. Let's just add another fabric. Okay, so now this fabric, see when I click on the fabric, now we have see the fabric property in there, okay? So, except that one does not have it. So, let's delete this one. And so you can also come down here and change the physical property to knit to if you want, because then you don't have to go back and forth. Let's change that color to black. Click on here, and I'm going to drop that black fabric here. Okay. Looks like we have an issue here. Last time to crash right now. Let me close out some of this, so hopefully it doesn't crash. Okay, so I'm going to click on once again and then click on assign. Hopefully it works. Alright, let me delete that. Hopefully it works. Okay, let's try. And I'm going to click and drag here. Change the fabric to black once again. Click, drag. Come on, don't crush. I'm going to close my CLO and then reopen it, guys. It looks like, let me save it first and then try to apply again, see if it works okay. No, it doesn't let me. Okay, let me close CLO and reopen it. Hopefully that issue fixed. And I'm going to reopen it. So that's happened too, guys. I'm working on a MacBook Pro right now, and when it gets hot, it's a little warm. And when it gets hot, sometimes it just acts up. And it's happened. So normally I like turn it off for like 15 minutes, let the laptop cool down, and then work on it again. With PC, if I work with PC, laptop the same thing, but with desktop it's never happened. CLO really crash. I used to have this 32 gig of desktop. It works really well. Okay, now let's try again. I'm going to make a copy of this fabric. Oh, it seems like working really well now. Yay. Okay, I'm gonna click and drag here. Yay. And change the fabric color to black. Oh, not super black, I mean black, but there you go. Yay, it's working. So, and then I will create another copy and apply that to here, but change that to blue. Again, guys, this is just a concept, nothing serious. We want to see the concept out here for the dress, okay? So we have black, we have blue, kind of turquoise, sorry, call it blue. And now I'm going to simulate and then see how the fabric hang on to the, so as you can see right here, guys, the knit fabric property does give this dress a really nice fitted look. And the neck, we could make the neck a little bit smaller when it's come to applying knit fabric property, so the neck get a little bit bigger. We can create the neck a little bit smaller or reduce the size, as well as a little bit smaller for the armhole. Okay, all right, now let's see. So based on the dress, we have the train, as well as we have this hem here with different color, which is black. So we can do that. Simply come over here, and once again I'm going to add a point here because we want to drag it down here and create a point first and drag it down. So you see, once again add point / split line, and I'm going to right click instead of left click, right click, and then select the uniform split and then click on OK. Then I'm going to switch the tool to edit pattern tool and then click and drag it down, right click, and I want to type in 45 and click on OK. There you go. So that is the back side of the dress, and I'm going to simulate. There you go. Simulate it again. In fact, let me strengthen the pattern. And then simulate. So strengthen the pattern and simulate also a really good tip, because most likely a pattern kind of tangle, especially when we work with this kind of big side of the pattern. Now it's better to strengthen them first before you simulate. And let's bring them up a little. I like all the pattern kind of above the center line here. Again, it's up to you when it's come to designing clothes. What is comfortable for you, it's your cutting table in this case, your workspace. What is it help you design, help you create, do that. Because all of us have different workspace, different habits. Alright, let me uncheck that and that. Simulate again. I love that bias look right there. It's beautiful. Alright, so now we are going to create this hem line here. Once again, I will use this edit pattern tool, and I'm going to click and then press on shift, click right here, right click, and I'm going to offset as internal line, and I will select 5 centimeter. Then click on OK. Then I will cut and sew this. Use the transform pattern tool, right click, and then we want to cut and sew. And I will drag and drop the black fabric onto it. And look at that, guy. Looks pretty awesome. Alright, the front one too. Click right there, right click, offset internal line, 5 centimeter, which is perfect, and then click on OK. Then right click and then cut and sew. Then drag and drop that black fabric onto it and click simulate once again. Oh, that is pretty awesome. I actually love this design, and it looks so comfy, guys. That is so cute. Super cute. So as you can see right there, we actually brought or bring our ideas that we have and then just put onto clothes and we create this beautiful dress. And what we can do, we can even kind of change the particle distance to roughly 10. I don't want to go too small because my laptop probably can't handle it right now. It's kind of getting hot. So 10 and then return or enter on the keyboard and then let simulate it again. As you can see right there, is the dress itself kind of looks like more fitted and better. And one more thing, let me stop that and let's turn on this high quality render now to see the silhouette of the dress even better. That is pretty awesome, guys. And there you go. So this is a concept sketching for this dress. And guys, you can do this all day long and it does not, okay, first of all, yeah, we pay for clothes subscription and all, but you don't make a lot of mess. Like I used to draft the pattern, especially when it's come to midterm or final in college. My entire house full with paper, with threads, with fabrics everywhere, and let alone needles. I could like find needle in places that you don't want your kid to step on. It's awful. And if you use clothes to create this pattern, you don't have all those mess. Again, guys, clothes does not pay me to say all this. It's just because my preference on using clothes compared to the real world drafting pattern. And I can see right here, we can literally sketch this dress in 5 minutes, okay? Or maybe 10, but we can sketch that dress or the other dress, and we can even make the bag is like, add something to instead of plain. How will since we are dealing with knit fabric, the more you chop the pattern, the more money you're gonna spend on making it. Let's say if you want to produce hundreds or thousands of them, the smaller the pattern, the more price it costs to sew, to cut, to do all those. But if you want to just make, pattern for home sewing, why not have fun? And you can print this pattern out if you want. And okay guys, speak of printing pattern, I will create the printing pattern of a real life video, okay? Because CLO just update, which I found out later, that they kind of change all the function and printing layout. So okay, instead of talk about, let me go there and show you. So print layout here, they change a little. Let's say here nesting, you can click on nesting, it's pretty much stay the same, but certain thing here. And by the way guys, this is just a quick tip. When it's come to printing, you have to change all your fabric into one fabric as a whole. If not, if you look up here, you will see black pattern, which is in black fabrics, which we don't want. When we want to print the pattern out, we want all the pattern in one sheet, or in one sheet of paper, you can call that. But when we place them onto the template, now you can print out, either A4, US letter, all those stuff. But in CLO itself, you have to apply all the pattern in one fabric, or you will have different kind of fabric right here. And you once again click on this nesting here, then CLO nesting automatic. And I have one question from a viewer, said that the pattern keep cutting off. So right here, if you come to the buffing, like the property editor, if you click on the pattern and come over here, you can change, you can change the buffing to, let's say, see the width of the roll, you can change the roll and change all the setting. Again, with 7.2, they change certain thing, and I will create a tutorial based on 7.2 how to print the real size pattern our CLO. Okay, so let's go back to simulation, and that is it for the printing. And I just want to recap on the courses for those members, guys. I just want to thank you guys so much for believing me, and I will continue to work hard and upload more courses about making pattern, because I felt like it would be so useful, those pattern courses, that the way I made it in Asia and combine that with American way of making pattern in college, and present it in a way that's easy for you guys to understand. And not only that, it saves you a lot of time and headache. Drafting pattern can be hard at first, but when you do it for a while, just like anything, it becomes really second nature. Just like sketching the dress, or you can call it draping the dress. I do it for a while, now you have an idea how big or how far away from the avatar. The best thing that I can advise or give a tip here, the more you do, the better you can see. It's like with your naked eye, you can literally guess how big is the armhole onto the avatar, how big is the waistband, or how loose fit you want the garment to be on the avatar, or how tight fit. For example, the dress a little tight fitted, but because we use knit fabric, we have to do tight fitted. If you do loose fitted with knit fabric, then it doesn't look good because that doesn't fit. But with cotton or woven or like wool, anything like that, you have to provide this loose fitted onto the avatar. Okay, so to sum up everything, guys, today I did have a lot of fun to drape this dress onto the avatar, and I like the result. It looked kind of cute, and you can change with different color to see what does it look like. And by the way, guys, I can create a pattern, this pattern particularly, and list it on Etsy if you guys want or requested to buy this kind of pattern. However, I will evaluate the armhole, make it a little bit smaller because for knit fabric, this is too big. Imagine you wear up shoe time, the knit kind of get a little bit bigger and bigger every time you put on your body, every time you put in a washer machine. So it's good to start with a little bit small and then it will get bigger. That doesn't mean like uncomfortable small. You want to comfortable and look good. And at the same time, you have to think about the future, how the fabric reacts to the design or design react to the fabric. Like they have to work together, okay? So I think that sums up for a live streaming today. We create this beautiful dress from scratch. No number of shoe number, but it's not a lot. And I think I can literally turn this dress into a pattern. And if you guys interested or buying it, I will turn into a garments file. You don't even need to sew the dress. And you can bring into clothes and then change the color, you can even create more cut or anything to meet your need as the designer. So that is it, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here, and hopefully you will be here next week doing my live stream. Thanks so much for watching, guys.